All right, guys, we are here at the 27th Annual Magnolia Independent Film Festival, and we are here with the crew from one of the 48-hour films. This one is
The Rejects.
The Rejects, and you guys are?
Zachary Calhoun.
Jesse Scales.
Rio Turnbull.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. Is this your first entry into the 48-hour category?
I entered last year but did not get in. But this time we did get in.
Okay. And so The Rejects, this was a heist movie, kind of a, is it safe to say farcical heist movie?
That's safe to say.
Silly, kind of funny. Yeah, it was very funny. It was very fun. Just kind of like, how are these people bumbling through life doing this kind of thing? But I very much enjoyed it. Do you want to tell? I don't want to give away any spoilers, really. But so, do you guys want to tell the folks at home about it?
You want to take this one away?
Oh, you got it, Rio. You're the writer.
Oh, no.
It's your chance to shine. Here we go.
So a little bit about the movie is we decided to come up with a concept of a man gets pulled out of retirement to retrieve one last final item from this woman named Esperanza Dubois Smith, and he only has so many resources left available to him, so he's forced to call up a bunch of reject con men and thieves to retrieve the final item, and they stumble along the way, but there's a bit of a twist at the end that makes the whole experience worthwhile, I would say.
It does, and I enjoyed that. I'm obviously not going to give the spoilers here, but that was very funny at the reveal at the end when he opens so that was fun. So this was a 48. What are some of the challenges you guys faced with a 48-hour time? Because you had to come up with the concept. You couldn't have a preconceived concept, right? You had to from the jump and go. So how was that challenging for you? What did you guys have to deal with?
Well, I can take this one. What challenges did we not have? I got COVID as soon as it started.
Oh, no.
So I was running camera, just masked up, I'll hit record, just go. We had a guy bail. The cops got called on us twice. So it was a whole ordeal.
Where were you filming that the cops got called on you?
The parking deck. It was.
And there's a parking deck where? At
UGA.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, we're all from UGA.
Gotcha.
But twice they hey, you got to leave. And then the other time we had to knock somebody out. And then the cop came in right after we knocked her out. And he's like, hey, what are y'all doing?
So the parking garage, the getaway scene where they come out the door and he pulls up, that's in that parking garage? Okay, all right. That makes a lot of sense now. Okay, gotcha. Very cool. So I can't talk about it too much because don't want to give away any spoilers or anything, right? But is there anything else you want to tell the folks at home about it or just anything else in general?
You got it.
If you ever get an opportunity to do it, it's a lot of fun. It's a great team building exercise. These are the group of people you're going to be with for 2 days straight. I ended up sleeping in the editing computer lab before. It's a great time, and you make good friends along the way.
Excellent. So you wrote, right? Is that correct? So is this your first movie that you've written or short that you've written, or?
That's probably safe to say. I'm a brand new filmmaker, and so I was making a couple of shorts throughout we just started this program in August, and so we're making a couple of shorts for assignments, but in terms of a film that's being brought to festivals, this is the first one. So It's a pretty exciting endeavor for sure.
Very cool. And what about you? Is this your first film endeavor, or have you been involved before as well? Were you involved with the film with him last year?
No, But I think a few years ago, I also did a 48-hour that I did win, but that was I think March 2020.
And was that here, or was that another festival?
Over in Jacksonville.
Okay. All right. Very cool. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming. Heather, I'm sorry, I've just been monopolizing all the time.
Running over everything.
You know me, running off at the mouth. You got any questions or anything for him?
Well, with the challenges of I know we discussed it briefly, but the challenges of filming something in such a short frame of time, how do you even, what is your starting point? What is your number one thing other than your storyline, right? Because you have to have your storyline, but how do you figure out where you're going to film, what your costumes are going to be, everything? What is the second, starting point?
I think usually, the way we started out first before we even got a prompt was discussing what do we have, period. Have an understanding of everybody's wardrobes, have an understanding of what locations we're able to use as UGA students, where we're allowed to be, and maybe discovering that along the way. But yeah, definitely knowing who we were going to work with, because there were 3 other people that were involved in the project that also collabed with us. So as soon as the prompt happened, happened, we were all where we need to be at our computers and discussing, like, okay, brainstorming what kind of a story can we do within the prompts that we have, and keeping in mind the realism of it. And I honestly think that's kind of how filmmaking sort of goes anyway, not even just in a 48-hour capacity. So much of it is you can shoot for the moon in terms of stories, but so much of it is limited by the budget and the resources that you have. So just being realistic in what you're going to explore and what you want to create will really help you when trying to start out as a filmmaker as well.
That's awesome. Well, we're glad to have you here in Starkville, Mississippi at the Magnolia Independent Film Festival for the first time. So thank y'all for being here. We've really enjoyed it, and we look forward to y'all screening.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Guys, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.